Hey guys, Shalana here. Welcome to the Binge Zone. On today's video, we're talking about the second season of the Netflix original series Elite. And if you're like me and you stumbled across the first season, you're like, okay, this show's pretty good. Well, you're in for the treat for the second season because most of our favorite characters are back except for Marina, RIP. But for the most part, everybody's back. And we have a few new characters as well that adds a whole new dynamic to the show. But I have to say, the second season pretty much takes place a few months after Marina's murder. Nano has been convicted, as you saw in the season finale of the first season, and now the characters are dealing with the aftermath, and some of these characters are hit harder than others. For example, Guzman is taking this really tough. So is Samuel, so is Nano, and especially Christian, because you know the whole dealing with Christian, Carla, all that is now brought to a head in the second season. And we're pretty much exploring the dynamics between all the characters, what's going on, the aftermath of it all, and the toll it takes on these kids. Because granted, while some of them are preppy rich kids and they're all stuck up for the most part, it does take a toll on them. This is a real thing that happened to them. So I like the fact that the second season is actually exploring all of that. On top of that, the second season starts off pretty much the same way the first one started off. We have the police detective interrogating the students because there's a whole new mystery in this second season. You know, in the first season how they had the whole montage between 4 months ago when Samuel and the crew just got to the school, and currently in the present timeline how they're dealing with Marina's death. And in the second season, we have a new mystery. One of the kids went missing, and now we're trying to find out why they go missing, what caused that to happen, and what does that do, and how does that tie in with the whole mystery of Marina, because Samuel has not given up. Samuel in this season decided that, you know what? I don't think my brother killed Marina. He loved her. They were about to have a kid. So it couldn't be my brother. So who killed him? And he gets on the trail of a couple of other characters who are involved in the conspiracy. But for the most part, while that is going on, the thing that made Elite so great in the first season is the interconnectedness of the relationships of the characters. And with that being said, we have the relationships that we enjoyed in the first season. We see how Guzman and Nadia are affected by Marina's death, and how this new school year, how things are kind of, they're doing the same dance, they're doing the will they, won't they be together whole spiel. And then we have Omar and Ander in their relationship and how that will affect Omar's life, because in this second season, Nadia's family has a setback, a major setback, which I don't want to get into, but that kind of puts a bigger strain on his relationship with Ander, as if that relationship itself isn't as strained as it could possibly be. That adds a whole new thing in this season. And then on top of all that, we have new characters who weren't here for the whole Marina ordeal, such as Valero, Catalea, a few new characters who are introduced in the second season who weren't here, who don't have the baggage of Marina, her death, the whole structure and dynamic between the kids and their classmates. So we have that thrown into the mix, and that makes for interesting television because the new characters bring a whole new life and a whole new invigoration to the series. Because if it was the same characters dealing with Marina's death, dealing with all the tragedy they've been to, it'd be low-key depressing, right? The characters are sad, she's dead, they're dealing with it, the aftermath, and that's not why we like Elite. We like Elite because of not just the drama, but the relationships and how the kids deal with it. Because last season, for example, Christian was the flamboyant, boisterous, out of this world, charismatic character, but because of his involvement in the season finale of season 1, his character takes a step back. So that's when we're introduced to people like Valero, who actually bring that out, and he brings a whole new suavemente kind of swag to the season. I really like all the new characters this season, and I felt like they all added something else while diving deeper into the mystery of, can Samuel actually figure out what happened to Marina? Because we, as the audience, know who killed her, we know who's covering it up, but can he figure that out, and will that have something to do with the missing student? And how does that all tie this bigger conspiracy? Because we know in the first season, the underlying conspiracy was between Carla's father and Marina's father and their shady dealings, which caused Samuel's first school roof to collapse. And that cover-up is what brought this out. And the fact that Nano got the watch and he was going to use the watch to blackmail Carla's father. So now we're having these kids who come from a poor neighborhood dealing with these elite, prestigious kids, and then now they're combating these monstrous parents, these shady businessmen. Can these guys actually do something about it? And can these guys actually come together to expose it all while keeping the spirit of the show alive? Which I have to say, the show itself, didn't really skip a beat at all between season 1 and season 2. As I watch the second season, I'm thoroughly enjoying what I'm seeing because it's the spirit of the first season with these new revelations of the season finale, Marina, because the ghost of Marina lingers throughout this series, and I think it will, and I think that's a great thing because it adds dynamic and it adds a different layer to the characters, and some characters are just themselves. For example, Lulu is still Lulu. Nadia, I like that when she's trying to break out of her shell. I like the changes that some characters are going through. But also, like I said, some characters just stay the same, which we need in this kind of show. Anyway, guys, that's my thoughts on the second season of Elite. It's pretty good. It's like the first season with a new layer and new dimensions added to the characters. And I think that adds a lot to the second season. So guys, let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. If you liked the video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. And until next time, binge on.